This is the future. Evolution. This is the future. Evolution.
I'm gonna sit like this all night long. I'm just gonna have a little block just like this all night. How's everybody doing? Give you a little sneak peek at my face. Actually doesn't look so bad. Very swollen. This is normal cheek. This is I broke a crown and it got infected and I'm getting it fixed cheek. How's everybody doing? That's what's going on in my neighborhood. What is up with you? Okay, let me... Sounds like it's working. Does it look like I got a chew in or something? Maybe right here, the right angle, you just don't even notice. She's a puffy. She is a puffy. We're going to make it through it. Unfortunately, I broke a crown and my face is jacked. So I'll probably spend more of the time facing this way. I don't have my chat turned on. How's everyone doing? Happy Thursday. Great to see you. We'll just stand like this. Wonderful day we're having here. Everything's been good other than my face. I got the crown many years ago and now it has aggressively taken over my face. I found a way to look even more homeless. Alright, enough of that. We're down here. I'm gonna hide for a little while. I'll just hide back here like this. I'm here. I'm right here. I could do this, and I could sit back here. If I sit back like this, you almost can't tell. Oh, can you see this though, right here? Right there, you can just see the top. Oh, how convenient. I actually didn't even think about it like that, but I hit it very well. What's everyone up to on this lovely Thursday? Happy New Year, happy 2025. Things are going. Yeah. It's been, the last few days have been kind of dealing with this. I went to the dentist. They gave me some of these, which are not pain meds. I'm not really in that much pain. I need a Phantom of the Opera mask. You know, I kind of have, what? Wait a minute. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Exit stage left. There it is. There it is. What is everybody up to? I do need a Phantom of the Opera mask, though. I need a few other masks. Alex, this is definitely better. Except for the only way it looks good is if you keep your eyes wide open all the time. Never blink. That's the way. That is the way. So why am I so blessed to get the TKE here right when we start up? Good old Knight's Edge. What a guy. What a guy. Okay, I'll check let's catch up on the chat. What's up? Marco is of course first. Clint Crosby, Watch City Knives. How's it going? Angelo. Dirty Daniel. What? TKE was late, or was I late? I might have been a minute or two late. Woo! I'm taking after Knight's Edge there. It's like you got to be fashionably. He's just fashionably late. So it's not really late, it's just fashionable. Like this mask. They're incredibly comfortable. I believe everyone will be wearing them in the future. Oh, yeah. Robo Steve, who hit me? Yep, that's basically what happened. I got hit by a bus. What's going on, Paul Mills? All right, is that everybody? Stacy, what's going on, Stacy? Oh, I didn't take a picture of that. Good things, Stacy. Good things on the way. Sorry, I'm cooking. Ooh, what's Stacy cooking up for dinner? Comment below. Make a guess. Lasagna. Maybe lasagna? It's probably for the best. Wear the Jason mask. Yep, that makes sense. Looks like you got some good candy there. All right. All right, now I'm caught up. Oh, there's Boo. What's up, Boo? What's up, Ron Crow? Lanyard Man in the house. What was I going to talk to you about, Lanyard Man? It was probably something fun. It was probably something fun. What's going on, Kelly? Good to see you as well. King Snake Jake. What's up? So, yeah, it's Thursday. Eric, we gotta, yeah. Okay, so here's my most recent. Here, you guys want to see again? Oh, yeah, if I go back like this, it kind of blends in. But if I go like this, I look like Popeye. Oh, wait, that's not Popeye. I sound more like a drunk leprechaun. Blade Show. It could be Blade Show. It was probably Blade Show. Was it Blade Show? If I go like this. All right, back down here. Back down here. Get me out of there. Boom. Like always at this time, Ron is driving and lurking. Stacy is cooking taters, peppers, onions, and turkey sausage. Excellent. That sounds great. I'm into it. TKE just got home from work, was going to do a vertical, but then realized it's Thursday. The Geneva Convention. That's fun. That is fun. Looks like I have an extremely fat dip. Right, Dave? I'll show you again. Why not? That is a nasty broken crown. It actually happened days ago. And in the last few days, it has infected itself. But I went to the dentist, and it's all good. I'm taking some stuff for the swelling. I'm going to be getting a new crown. The actual, I won't show you, but I don't know, they call it the post that the crown was sitting on. So the tooth they ground down that the crown was on is still usable. It's not totally wasted, so it's not like they have to yank that out. So they're going to clean that up, put a new crown on, but the tooth next to it's messed up, so it's going to end up being like I don't know if it's a bridge because they're next to each other, or is it a bridge when there's two and the bridge goes across between the two? If it's two side by side, maybe it's just a double crown action. I don't know. I'm taking something for this. I'm not taking any pain meds, so I'm of sobriety. But yeah, it's been an interesting week with my face. What's up, Kathleen? I did just finish a custom. If anyone notices it, we'll pick her up, take a look. What did I miss here? Wow, hate to see what the other guy looked like. Geneva was hot. Definitely. It's not that terrible, KDK, noticeably, but not terrible, just noticeable to you, I imagine, since it's me. Right, and it's angles. It's the angles you're at. You know, if I'm over like this, you can barely tell. But when I just rest, it's like, whoomp. and it's puffy and I can feel it, and it's kind of like wah, 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 wah kind of a deal. Exactly like that. Ground Fog. What's up, dude? Kelly's in lurk mode. Had a large order of monkey fists you're working on. That's cool. How long does it take you to make one? 10 minutes? 15 minutes? Or it's like you're making the lanyard or the other part, and then the monkey fist is just the end. How long does it take you to tie one of those up, though? Excuse me. All right. Oh, that too, the Model 6 lanyard, man. Not really sure. I mean, we can make a claim with insurance if need be. Last time I talked to MPG, she was still hopeful that it was going to turn up. But if, for those that you don't know, Lanyard Man is generous to send me a few knives to check out. I had several of them, and then he wanted me to ship one to MPG so she could check it out. And I shipped it, and basically when you check the tracking number, it delivered after 4 days. And now that's been a couple of weeks, and she didn't get it. So that is a bummer. That Tempest looks different, he says. My face is almost as bad as the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. That Momo, though? Yeah, Dave. I mean, I'm not huge on the Christmas, but I am huge on the Momo. I think I need to get a full-size one now for sure. They did release a couple new versions of the full size along with the minis. I was just gonna get the solid colored Momo, mini Momo, the blue aluminum one. But then I started looking, and for 20 bucks more, they still had the limited edition. And let me turn this light on here. That helps. So if you look at the stocking on the blade, I got 165 out of 200. It has the S35 VN. Wow. Horrible focus. S35 VN blade, the titanium bolster, and then the G10 scale with the Christmas pattern. I'm not a big fan of the Christmas pattern, but I'm definitely a fan of the mini Momo. For being a mini, look, full size, plenty of space on the back, great grip. I know the regular Momo is a beast, so I'm definitely gonna have to pick one of those up. But the mini is pretty choice. What color should we do the scales? Maybe that'll be one of the first scales that I do on the CNC, which I am getting set up. That's the Christmas pattern G10. If I could dye out the pattern. The issue with dyeing the pattern, Lanyard Man, I think the only way that would work is if you went black. But the problem is, yeah, Dave, the large ones like to hear. And this is definitely still a good size knife. Anyway, but Lanyard Man, as far as dyeing, if we were to dye this, what happens is everything changes at the same time, right? And so right now they're different. You got white and red. So you put that in, I guess you could go in red, although it will make the red a different shade of red, and it'll make the white more red. So as the white changes, the red will also change. So like if we put it in black, it's all going to start going black, but the red sections will be a darker red black, and the white sections will be a lighter kind of gray black. And it's kind of like if you get an airdrop, that's when I do my dye project, I always talk about swishing them around so you don't have any air pockets. Because if it's all one color and there's a tiny little air bubble for like 1 minute, and then you take it out, now it's all blue, but then that little air bubble spot is a lighter shade of blue. When you put it back in, everything's going to continue to dye equally, so that spot will always be there. And so when it's different colors, trying to get it to uniform out might not really be achievable unless you left it in there for quite a while with black, and it would just make it all black. But that is also a texture that you can, it's a depth. The white is basically the layer underneath a top layer of red. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe at that angle you can see the red is raised up. And so that pattern will still be there. I think I just need to make some new scales. Call it a day. What's up, Wheezy? Good to see you, Wheeze. Alan is here too. Alan, that's you, right, Alan? I have a couple other Alans. I believe Alan Trench is the Alan that's been doing some shipwreck projects. And he sent me a few pictures. I could probably bring those up in a little bit. But they look really good. That front flip over, ugh. Who picked up a mini Momo? Who has a regular Momo? Dave's got that regular Momo. I'm going to be checking that out next week. I might have to order one before then. We will see. But look at this. So I did it. Video will be up tomorrow. I took my Tempest Microjet. This is the titanium version with that micro mill. This was the all silver version. And so what I did is I did the scales in light blue, and then I did all of the hardware in bronze. Turned out good. The only issue I had, if it's really even an issue, is the pivot. So if you look at this bronze here, the bronze, it's just this nice bronze. It's got this oily in the camera. It almost kind of wants to turn purplish in a way. That's kind of neat. But it's definitely a bronze tone, and everything took the bronze really well. All the screws, the pivot, the back spacer, the tab, and the clip. But this side of the pivot, it's a captive pivot. So you screw in, this has a small little screw piece on the other side. This one has a large barrel that goes all the way through with the captive pivot notch in it. And then this screws into that barrel. Well, that barrel is not titanium. It's actually like a stainless or something. So what happened was that when I went to anodize it, there is a section of it, I wish I had something to hold on to here. Like, okay. Like, imagine this is the pivot, and this is the top part. This is titanium, but this is steel. So when we go to, and I can't take it apart. It's welded together or fused together or whatever. That's what makes it captive. If that part moved, then it wouldn't be a captive pivot anymore. So this is titanium and this is steel. You stick it in the solution to anodize it. It's trying to anodize everything, and it's not bringing up the one section because it never will, because it's not titanium. So then it struggles. And so that struggle bus, basically what happens is it didn't quite reach the color. So there's your one. If you notice, it's got that kind of purplish bronzy shade, and then this one is definitely a little bit more gold. You can kind of tell here it doesn't quite match the pocket clip perfectly, but it's fine. It's totally fine. Action is great. It went back together well. Blade is centered, flips out nice, drops. This is probably, I said it in the video, one of my favorite knives that I got and came out last year. KC from Knives Fast channel, Tempest Knives, Microjet. Very, very cool. Can you sand the scale down? The scale? Oh! On the Momo, that's probably what you were asking. I guess you could. You're going to be making it thinner. It's going to be a mess. But I suppose you could go and all the way down. But I feel like rather than doing anything to this scale, I'm just going to leave that scale and make new ones. If you're going to grind it down or do anything like that, the amount of work you're putting in, you might as well just fabricate new ones. So that's probably the plan. And then I can always throw these on around the holiday season and kind of enjoy it like that for Christmas, and then just switch it. All right. Ron Crow got the purple and Ulta Mini Momo. Paul likes the color combo on my Microjet. I'm pretty happy with it. The anode job turned out good. I'm going to carry this. I'm going to use this. And so that's another nice thing is when you touch it, it starts to wear or, weather in, and you can see like right here, it's a little more dull, and it'll be a little bit brighter blue under the clip where I can't touch it. But as that wears in, it just becomes like a natural, almost patina, if you will. But I definitely want to use this. And so why not give it a little customization and then just wear it in, use it, enjoy it. You love how the Microjet works, it looks in general, or how this one looks? Because it does look great in general. This knife it could be my favorite one from last year. I don't know. It depends on, there's different things. This is one where it's favorite as far as quality, materials, action. I want to carry this. I want to use it. This thing feels great. I dig it. All right. Boom. Let's talk about this. Normally, Kelly can do one in about 15 minutes. Usually takes longer, 10 being made. Take it easy on your fingers. Sure. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, he's talking about making... I actually have one that I made. Is that... reaching up. Similar to this right here. So this is a piece of a lanyard. This was a pull I had on a bag. It's actually kind of dirty. It's been used and worn, but it's a great... It was easy grip for zipper type pull or whatever. This does not have a ball inside of there. What they usually... I think he was saying he puts a... you can put a steel bearing or something like that inside there. This one is just tied. At least, wait, do you have to put something in there? Maybe I did. I can't remember, but there is not a steel ball in there. I know that much. Like the custom work. Thanks, Kathleen. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I wish, the reason I did start talking about that is, my brain just shut off. I've got the other two that I've been working on. We were trying to come up with, we were going to do the blade swap. And unfortunately, it didn't work with Eric. And so I have to figure out if we're going to maybe acid etch his blade. Speaking of that, this is another one from this week. A couple days ago. This is the Olatan's G47, not a big G47 for a name. Squirrel, that tells her Shipwreck might be your best one yet. Squirrel! Yeah, we're going to get to that now in a second too. All great things start as a dream. You guys are so much fun. Somebody find Kelly a softball-sized ball bearing. No doubt, that would be cool. So this was my most recent acid etch. I think it turned out great. What do we feel about it? That false Simone makes it just look like it's got a bigger, sharper edge. What's going on, Chef Rocky? This is my latest acid etch. Olatans. I really want to do some more of this, but since the black and stonewash blade swap didn't work on the Microjets, he had said something about maybe I could do the acid etch to the blade. I haven't been able to get anything black, but I've gotten them pretty dark, like this right here, or the darkest one is this 154 cm on the Kizer. It's a little bit, I don't know, it has, I guess might be just the blade steel itself, and the finish on the blade was more shiny, And whatever that finish is going to affect your final product. This one, that line should have been down lower, but I learned from that. And I think the style and just the tone that this gives off is cool. Boo Anderson got a fee weed too, breaking in nicely. Yeah, people are starting to get that fee weed. I would like one of those. They are cool looking. I just think that makes this edge of this blade look so much cooler. Looks like a faux San Mai. That was exactly my goal. Exactly my goal. And this right here. The most recent Shipwreck City. Robo, I believe that you can look this up. You can get a huge ball bearing like that. I'm almost certain of it. I can't remember what I was on looking at, and they had like, you want a softball size one? I feel like you can. They're going to be expensive. Or maybe you could just take a roll of aluminum foil and smash it down and keep smashing it, and you just keep doing it, and you kind of turn it into a ball. You've seen them do that before? Did I just say free weed? No, almost. Fee weed. Boom. Huge ball bearings. She's got huge tracts of land. Find a pool ball. Yeah, that would work. That's got the weight to it too. And you could find a pool ball. Well, I don't know. Maybe not so easy. I know I've seen them at... I have a set of pool balls. I remember I bought them because they were at like a garage sale or a... I don't remember where it was I saw them, and it was like $2 or something like that. It was like for a whole set. Like, okay, I juggle. So to me, it was like, oh, I can use these for juggling or various other stupid magic trick stuff. I don't know where they are, though. They throw away ball bearings like crazy from work. Golf balls and baseball size. There you go. TKE, the next time you see some, send a couple to Robo. So the sides actually turned out a little different. I mean, they don't not match or complement each other. I really just, all the blue on here is fantastic. This little section with this black and then the kind of almost orange underneath it. Very interesting stuff. But this side here, it doesn't show up so much on camera. Okay, there it does. Right here, when I move it like this, you can almost see like there's this orange pattern with some hazy darker orange, but then that disappears, and then it's almost like this metallic. I mean, it's metal, it's copper, but it gives you this oily color shift right here. Kind of shows in the camera a little bit, but when I look at it just with my eyes and I go like this, the whole thing kind of has this shimmer to it. It's sweet. It is sweet. Boom. I apologize. My face is... If I go like this, right at this angle, and I do the blue steel, or what was it called? Blue steel? Poke it, prod it, put it in a zoo. Poke it. See this angle? Look like I got a huge dip. Got a huge dip in there, tell you what. I tell you what. I could go like that. Is this one today? think this one was today. This little little Japanese utility knife. Kind of a fun one. Super thin though. Should be slicey as all get out. Do I have any paper? I can't even. There we go. It's the weirdest angle because it's like you have to. What was the one I cut something with the other day? And it was like, okay. Was that you? Ooh, look at that curl. Now that is sharp. Haven't sharpened this. That's factory edge right there. And that thing is wicked. Now I got all these little squirrelies everywhere. What are you doing? Making a mess. Absolute mess. But yeah, if you don't know, Towser K for the win. Boom. Or you could get the mini Towser K if they're available. What's titers? Does your face hurt? Because it's killing me. Got your own Pokeball. Oh, just get in here and just... Oh my God. I could feel that. Yeah, don't look at the face. What's up, Rob? I really only need to cover up about that much. The crown already fell off, but now I got this bare stump that you still try to eat, and then that's how it probably got infected. And here we are. And it's not great. I mean, I've been better. Knife of the year? I don't know. What's everyone think? Comment below. What is the... okay, you could go two ways with this. What is your favorite... Because it could be, what is your favorite knife that was released last year? Or it could be one that you got. You know, or let's just go with what's your favorite knife that came out last year. And you didn't necessarily have to have got it. Does that make sense? Kizer Hawk is definitely one for me. I also, let's see, I don't know, when did the arcade come out? Did it come out in 2023? So the arcade might have been out for more than a year already. I should update all my dating profile pics. Dave says Drop Bear. Drop Bear is a win. Dave also has a premium Drop Bear with the, I think he's got the 20 CV version with the camo carbon. Very, very cool. I just have the basic 154 micarta, but the Drop Bear is definitely a win. I think that did not come out last year. That might have come out how many years ago now? Anyone know what year the Drop Bear came out? Eric says the best knife 2024 is the Microjet, even though he doesn't have his because it's sitting over there. What do you think about that surface, Eric? I mean, it's not bad. I can get an even surface on there. We could make it darker, but it's not going to be black. So ultimately, I could just put it back together and ship it back to you. because it's not going to be black. Well, it's obviously not going to look like the M390. But we did try to do a blade swap with our microjets. I had the one with the black blade, and he had the one with the silver blade. Went to do the swap, and because one of them's titanium and the other one is not, they did not fit. Two or three. Leafy's favorite is the red micarta Towser. Still have yet to get one. I've got one of those. Boom. Remember, if you're going to look at my red Towser and say, oh, I want that knife, you can't just get this knife. I swapped and put black hardware on here. So this is all black hardware now. So this is, if you buy one, it's going to have all silver hardware. Well, Eric, okay, so here's the thing. I've found that each blade steel that you use, it's 154 cm. So this is also 154 cm. And that gave me a nice out of focus dark. This one's kind of shinier because there, see the stonewash finish kind of shows through a little bit. But it's a nice even dark finish. And then on this one's 14C28N and is a little bit more of a satin kind of matte blade. And so you don't see that stonewash at all, but it's a nice dark. So I should be able to do that with that because it's gonna, your blade looks basically like this. So it'll probably show some of that stonewash through, but it will be nice and dark. What can you do with titanium scales? I can do this. These were silver titanium, and I just finished the anodizing of the light blue, and then I did bronze on all the hardware because all the hardware on the Microjet is also titanium. It's not just the blade steel, but also the blade finish. Right, Paul? Yeah, so if it's got like this stonewash on it, it's going to be more similar to the stonewash on this Kizer that's out of focus. I did have a good angle. You could kind of see it, where you can see the stonewash here, and then when I get it at an angle here, you can kind of see the light pop off of it, and you kind of notice that stonewash. My grill knife for the year was the Micro Bust. Actually, I mean Microjet. Microjet, she says. She corrected it. Microjet. And we know Kathleen loves those Militars. Your Microjet was your grail for this year? And you didn't get one? Oh, Kathleen, that breaks my heart. But it's a real thing. For those of us we know in the knife world, it's you got to pick and choose battles, if you will. I don't know if you call them battles. But yeah, I really wanted that Asher Spiral Warney, and those are now all out of stock. But it was about the same price as the Microjet. I picked that one up. Eric says he likes both. Go for it. Anything darker than factory satin will be good. All right, Eric. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean it up. I've done several tests on some acid etching, and basically I'll put a resist around where the pivot is so that the action doesn't change, and then we'll just do the whole blade in the acid etch, and then basically what'll happen is you'll have to resharpen it because you do the whole blade, and then that kind of goes over and it's going to kind of dull the edge, and so then you have to go back and resharpen it. So then you'll have to let me know if you want me to put the new edge on it. I can. Or if you'd like to do it yourself, you know, I can send it back to you. Maybe you've got a specific way or whatever. Ultimately, that's great. You want to sharpen it back up, totally fine. Where is the one that I did? Oh. I actually didn't put it back together. Oh, I haven't resharpened it yet. Let me set this down somewhere. So this is another one that I did one of my early tests. And so you cover up the pivot area, so that's what color it was before I did it. But you can see now that edge, it does look kind of, see, like I'm touching it, so it's not smooth. You got to clean it up. But see, the edge is all coated, and so it's still sharp, but you got to go in there and resharpen that edge out and shine it back up if you do the whole blade, which it works fine. I've done it on a couple of them. Oh, well, that was the other one I did it to. Let me find that one really quick. Yeah, right, Dan. Try to find a knife really quick that you've got lying around in all these places. There it is. This one here, Sencut Natchez. So we did this one. This one was also stone washed, so it's got that little texture to it. But you can see the blade edge. I went in and just resharpened the edge, if I could get it to stay in focus. And so then that polishes the edge back up, so you can see that silver. There, that might be a better angle. But yeah, we can get a nice uniform, darker color to it. If you want to do it, then I'm down to do it. Did you get the new Devo today, Dan? I did not. I have not ordered anything. The last knife I ordered was this one right here. These were $100. And then I screwed up. I don't know, my stupid computer, my link didn't work. You know, because of course I can use my own link, and then I get the commission back. So I should have gotten, you know, $10 commission off of the $100 sale, and it never showed up because I feel like I had my something I just refreshed. I'm in the process of getting a new computer. I re-uploaded some stuff, and then I brought up like you know, like that security thing, and basically my security thing on my computer removed my affiliate link when I went to Kizer and bought this. So I just basically paid full retail, regular price, no commission, no anything. I'm glad to have it. But yeah, so this is the last one that I purchased. I haven't ordered anything. I need to look at some stuff, and we will do that in a little bit here. You can give me some recommendations. How do I sharpen your knives? I don't sharpen my knives all that often. I have some stones that I like to use, just old school. What is the one? It's like a 160 or something, and then I have like no, I think it might be a 200 and a 600. Like a 200 and like a 600. And then I have these ceramic rods on this thing where you put the rods in, you can turn them and then swap out the rods. And I kind of go with the stone if I need to kind of put an edge on it and then clean it up with the rods and then strop it. But I don't have to sharpen very often. I keep getting new knives. I don't use my knives crazy, like heavy. Like if I have a heavy day of knife use, I might cut 10 to 20 things, you know, make 20 cuts, and they're all usually tape cardboard. Kenman went to the dentist. What's up, Sebald? I did. I broke a crown and it got infected because, you know, when you break the crown broke off, it's exposed. basically, I'm getting a new crown in a couple of weeks or whatever. But unfortunately, my face is jacked up. And I'm a little but I'll be fine. Eric says he'll touch up the edge himself. Sounds good, Eric. Eric, I'm gonna do that very, very soon. Let's get this done. I've had that knife for a couple of weeks. Just like some of these knives, 2025 is a new year. We're gonna be faster. We're gonna be more efficient. Yeah, and we need to figure things out. Sometimes it's on me because I'm terrible at getting a good design that I'm happy with. But like when, what was it, Lanyard Man? Was that you, Lanyard Man? My brain's sent me the one that he wanted the Milwaukee symbol, or and so we just put the laser mark Milwaukee on the side. It's like we knew exactly what it was. We knew exactly what we were doing. And so it was just like, boom, there it is. Boom, up, done, out the door. When it was like, I got to design something, sometimes my brain will look at it and then the next day look at it and then not like it. And then my teeth are not the best either. So yeah. And that was a crown that I had in the back for a while. And then I had a bad tooth behind or next to it. And just the right amount of neglect. I bit down on something and I was like, ooh, what was that? And it like cracked or whatever, and then the crown became just slightly loose. And so then I dealt with that for a day or two, and then the crown popped off, and then it was like, okay, and then just went to the dentist. They gave me some antibiotics or whatever to help the swelling go down. And then we got another appointment set up to kind of figure out. It's going to be a couple weeks. I got to make a crown. Fook Doozle, my man! What is up with Fook? Good to see you tonight. I sharpen often. Work Sharp Precision Adjust is worth its weight in gold. Yeah, I'd like to get one of those systems. A few $100s. It's on the list. It's on the list. So we'll get to it soon. Luckily, as I said, I keep getting new knives and I don't cut that much. So when I need to sharpen, it's more often than just cleaning up the edge a little bit and then giving it a little strop. And that's generally all I ever need to do, because I don't cut and cut and cut all day long, really stuff that's going to really dull it up quickly. Chef Rocky. So Justin, what's up, dude? My man Titanium Justin. I am going to need some advice though on some knives that I should be looking at in the future. I need to be active looking for some new knives. I need to budget myself. That's the problem. I think I'm just going to have to buy a full-size Momo. It just feels tight. I don't want to be the complainer, but it's not the greatest. Justin searches for deals all day long. Dude, tell me the click on this APTA is not awesome. So that's the copper APTA. This is the first one that I got. And that click is just crazy. Good feel. Nice heavy copper handle with the texture. VG10 blade. It is not sharp on that tip, but it is a nice kind of wedge. If you needed to use that as a pry tip, it would be fine. The copper one. Next up, we have the brass one. Click is a little bit lighter. And obviously the brass versus the copper. but not as hollow, echoey sounding. That initial click out is nice. And if you didn't hear this one, then this one would sound great. But you hear this one, you're like, wow, this one is really loud. But I intend to do a Shipwreck like this. I'm going to do it to both of these at the same time. So then what we can do is we can put these in a container for the Shipwreck with all the chemicals in there. And they're different, so they we'll notice, you know, they're going to get similar characteristics, but we'll be able to see like, oh, I noticed that the copper tends to do this and the brass tends to maybe do more of this. And this might be a good way for us to kind of see how they vary when you do the Shipwreck. Then I had to go ahead and get this one as well. This is the micarta apta. Also not as loud as a snap as the copper one, but it does sound nice. It does have a click. And it has the Wharncliffe blade. Micarta feels amazing. I really like micarta. This is the one I feel like I got these just because they were the copper brass, kind of sight unseen, not too expensive, should work great for some Shipwreck experiments. But then I enjoyed this one. I was like, ooh, that feels nice. It's fun. Maybe I'll order that Wharncliffe blade, maybe do a blade swap, but I don't think so. I think I'm going to leave this user Wharncliffe blade on this micarta handle, and this one's going to be a carry, like a user. This thing is sick. Boom. Inumaki says, glad someone likes Shipwrecks as much as I do. Great job on yours. I appreciate it, and I love them. More to come soon. I love how the blue fell into the cracks on my cinder. I didn't really sand any off the top. It almost looks like I sanded some off the top. You should laser etch and customize one of the Ozark Trail D2 knives. Well, it's not D2, but it is Ozark Trail. Probably can't see it anymore. What side was it on? I can't even tell. Oh, there you can kind of see the swirl for the Ozark Trail right there. But yeah, this is the Ozark Trail $6 version. It's got the assisted open. I did the acid etch on the blade with the little acid etch little hash marks on there. Just have to experiment. Sometimes you don't like it. Sometimes it turns out good. The laser mark though on the blue handle. Blue aluminum handle was the only reason I bought it. I knew I could get a nice laser mark on there. Boo's got to take off. Thanks for hanging out, Boo. Have a good night. Greg Vanderflip in the house. Where is it? Another one of those knives that I need to look for. Yeah. Dude, I got my stuff everywhere. So with the D2 version, here it is. I don't know. I could laser mark on the blade, do a laser removal or whatever. I could dye these, but I don't know what else I'd be able to do, Fook. But we could try to customize this, polish this turd up a little bit. What do you suggest? What do you suggest? What's up the ponds? That's a sexy Ozark Trail. That one or this one? This one. The white laser mark on the blue turns out really good. Mick Ranger in the house. My Mick Ranger knife right here. I mean, it's not he recommended it and I bought it. So I'll always think of Mick. Wow. Looks like it's recessing back to how it was when I bought it. They have other colors, not just the orange, on the Ozark Trail Grail. Except for it's that FRN or that the plastic handles, right? If they made one in aluminum, that would be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Okay. We looked at those. We looked at the Momo. The Tobacco Bone Rough Rider Swing Guard. Tell me that's not fun. Great for the collection. Probably won't carry it all that much. But it's cool. I want to find a swing guard where it doesn't do this. Where when it opens, that guard is stuck in position and not going anywhere. I mean, this is an inexpensive knife. It's cool. I will enjoy it in my collection. There's a light olive green version that might take dye better. The orange will take dye just fine. Come on, focus. The orange will take dye just fine, but all you can really do is dye it a different color. So it's like, I'm going to dye it a darker orange or brown or red. You know, whatever color you dye, the orange is still going to be there. So you've got orange plus whatever color you use for the dye. So that will have kind of an effect on what your final is. Benchmade, question mark? Benchmade, question mark? There was a white one before Christmas. Wheezy, yeah, the white one would have been the best because it leaves your colors wide open for anything you want. Alan's got a run. Thanks for hanging out, Alan. The white one was not D2, perhaps. Yeah, I honestly have barely gone into Walmart since I went in for that or looking at them for those. The Walmart, ugh. It's not a happy place. Now, if I could go into Walmart and buy one of these, then I'd probably go to Walmart. Because who doesn't want a ram? Big ram's horn? Come on. Look at that cleaver. They did a black one? I love this thing. It's ridiculous. Black with a blue thumb stud? Gross. Black and blue? I'm not a fan. If it's light blue, maybe. But when you got a dark blue and a black, they're too close to the same color. And it just, you know. Sick cleaver, bro. Thank you. Thank you. God. Trying to chop off this section of my face. It's not working too well. People of Walmart. Yeah. It's no joke. It's absolutely no joke. Happy Mini Growler Day, y'all. Who got one? Devo makes some cool stuff. That's going to be my next anno from myself to myself. The Premium Pony Stout. I was actually considering doing this one in blue with bronze hardware like that with the Microjet. But now that I've done the Microjet in that color, I could do something else with this one. I still might do it in blue. I don't know. What color should I anodize this? Nothing fancy. No crazy two-tones or anything wild. I don't know if that pivot is titanium or not. The backspacer is. So I could do the backspacer in a secondary color. And then these in a primary, in a single color. Any thoughts? I haven't been able to mess around with the Microjet for a couple of weeks. I had this apart and I just didn't have the time to go in and anodize it. And then the other two, mine and Eric's, for the blade swap, they've been apart since that didn't work out, and I just haven't really put them back together or done anything with them yet. But it looks like now Eric wants me to do a stone wash on it. So I think since he's getting wild and crazy and he's going to stone wash it green and black, I can't really anodize black, but I can do green. So there's that. I could acid etch something and kind of make it kind of towards black, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, or laid off peat, teal handle gold accents. Not bad. Seafoam. We could do a seafoam. Oh, I like the way that color accents off the blue. There's not as much of that purple. Like if you look at the clip, but at this angle, it kind of has like almost a purple tone to it. It's oily. They're definitely bronze, but that bronze at the right angle, like right here, that clip kind of goes almost transitional. Got a little hint of purple to it. I don't know. I don't mind that at all. I think it looks great. I can't wait to carry this some more, though. This is just an awesome knife for using, having, enjoying, fidgeting with. Now that I've got it done, and it's been apart for weeks, and the other two are apart, I haven't been able to mess around with the Microjet for a couple of weeks. Now that I've got it put back together, I remember why I like it so much. It feels so good, and the action is cool. It kind of has a purplish pink. It's weird because it's cameras. That is a little bit more true to the color, that kind of bronze brown. But over like this, it kind of starts to look purple. It's the angle you're like looking at it. It's already, you can see the blue, the lighter blue edge right around the pocket clip where I haven't been able to touch it. So that's what color it was right when we finished. And it's already kind of getting dirty and weathered. But we could... You can still kind of polish it up and make it look nice. But I am going to be carrying this a lot, so I am not worried about... Ooh. It really likes being up close for the focus today. I'm not worried about that slight discoloration. I'm just going to enjoy it as is. Have fun with this knife. Thanks, Mick. I'm pretty happy with it too. I think that looks great. Good accents. Just a nice clean knife. It's a win from KC. I squirreled for a minute. I was at squirrel for about a half hour. What's up, Ron Dobbins? So who, if you guys might have already been talking in the live with me, the Pinewood Derby of knives. We're doing it. I sent an email, but it was just today. So I'm hoping I hear back from them in the next day or two. But I got a hold of this company just to make sure they had enough in stock, because they did have these on Amazon, but there was only like 2 in stock. So it's like if I say, hey everyone, these are like $12, go buy one so we can have our little Pinewood Derby competition, which I'm about to talk about here. Yeah, it's completely made out of wood. And for those of you who don't know, Pinewood Derby is a Boy Scout car building design themed activity where you get a kit, and it's a car kit, and you put your car together and you can change the shape, carve it, put weights in it, put graphite on the wheels, and then everyone brings them to a big derby, and then it is on angled hill track, and all the cars get put at the top of the hill with a little stop, and then they say boom, they let go of the stop, and then the cars race down the hill, and it's whoever's got the fastest car. So we're gonna do something similar, only with a little fun wooden knife kit. Haven't figured out the exact plan yet, and if another kit comes up that might be better or whatever, I'm doing some research. If anyone does see any of these little wood kits, shoot me a message, let me know about it. But it's a simple kit. This is a trapper kit, and it is a slip joint kit. So if you notice the spring moves just like a normal spring on a slip joint would, and it pops up and then clicks in when the when the knife is open. And you've got your basic trapper look. So what we're gonna do is, these are, like I said, about $12, and if you want to enter, I'll have more details soon. But basically the way it'll work is we'll have everyone will just order one of these, buy one of these, you get it in the mail, and then it becomes a customization competition. There will be rules, whereas in you have to use every piece, because what could happen is someone could say, oh, well, I'm just going to take some scale material, and find a scale, and then take this one off and swap it with like a G10 material and carve it or whatever. And that would be cool, but now you're removing parts. So it's like you have to use all the parts. So if you want to add something, you could, but you have to use this one as well. So that's going to make it affect your design. So that's not completely, because we could then just swap everything out, and it's like, oh yeah, here's the one I made. It's like, oh, I swapped this for this. I swapped this for this. You have to actually have the parts. Ooh. APTA. This knife feels great. That would be a nice fixed blade at that size. What about the original kits? They have that. Yeah, this is the Trapper kit, JJ's knife kit. So I got this from my family for Christmas. My nephew's got some. Laid Off Pete says it's cheaper. It's a one blade. I will consider it, since we haven't made a decision yet. I mean, this one's only $12. Like, shipped. Here, hold on a sec. We'll just go right here real quick. So I checked it out, and so if you actually go to the J. Jameson Woodworks site, and you just buy one. I'm in Minnesota. Everyone might be a little different, but if you look, for me to order this exact kit with shipping of $4, it's $15.95. So it's only $16 to order one of these, which really is not a bad price. They do have some other ones. There's a single blade. They got the lockback kit with a single blade, the original slip joint, the canoe with 2 blades, and the trapper. Looks like they're all $12 on the website. Amazon ripping us off? Amazon, yes and no. Yes and no. There sometimes you get some really good deals, and sometimes you get a little ripped off. That's why you always got to pay attention. What is that? Well, you see, the thing is, though, is swapping the same material is still kind of like you can do, it's forcing people to use all of this. Now, if you want to add, that's something. What kind of wood is it? It's probably, I don't know, does it say? Hold on a second here. Maybe they say on there. let's just open this up. It looks like it's just that. Oh. Here it says, Trapper knife kit is a popular pattern. The Trapper is a double blade design. The side pieces are walnut and the blades are and springs are maple. Yeah, they do look a little different. So these are walnut and this is maple, apparently. Maybe not on this kit. These look like this. This looks like it's the same thing. But if you look on this one here, if we're ordering the kit from here, it looks like it's a two-tone, and they're saying it's walnut and maple. No glue required. 6 pieces of wood, 3 metal pins. So what I was getting at is, so if you want to put different scales on here. Yeah, that's definitely not walnut. Right, it just threw me because I'm looking at it, you know, and it's like, here it is, there it is. But look at this. See how it's the same color? And up there, you can see it's the two-tone. So that just must be a different version. Oh yeah, look at this. Can definitely tell in this one. So if you're buying this kit from here, it's not going to be the same as mine. It's actually looks like it is that walnut. Which, whatever. It's whatever. But, so the thing is if you allow some of these people are going to win, you know, you like if Aries or somebody enters, he can go and fabricate some scales and just blow it out of the water against everyone else. But if you force them to use this, it requires a little bit more creativity. So I haven't come up with the exact rules yet, but I'm thinking something along the lines, if all of these pieces need to be incorporated into the design. So if you want to sand them down and turn this into a liner for a scale that goes over it, or if you want to put a liner in, put this over the top of that and shape it differently, you know, you could do that. But by forcing everyone to use all the parts, it kind of makes it, you know, maybe you want to carve it down, change the blade shape. Pyrite Light is the knife of the year. Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern is full. So we're going to get to it soon. Just stay tuned. Be ready. Make sure you got about $15 on hand for your investments. And then we'll put together some rules or whatever. And everyone will then get theirs. Customize it how they want. Ooh, look at that. Did you see that one that had the holes through it? Why is that? Oh, I see. See, like cutting those holes and doing some inlays like that. That's kind of neat. But then we let the creativity run wild, and we'll have a contest, and I'll probably have everyone has a chance to vote or something like that. And then I'll come up with a prize for the winner, and then I'll have a cool slip joint for the winner, or a cool trapper for the winner, or maybe a completely different knife. I don't know. That's my plan. That's my idea. Sounds like some people are interested in it from the last couple lives that we talked about it. So if you are interested, let me know. Stay tuned. Real Genius? Were you quoting that from before? Or did I quote it? I probably did. It's categorized under H for toy. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen Real Genius, it's a pretty good one. It's old. Val Kilmer, back when he was a kid. I know, Justin and I have a little thing going with the pyrite light. He just doesn't realize it's garbage. It's not garbage though, it's really not. It's a palm cutting piece of junk. I love the pyrite so much. It's so funny that the pyrite light is what it is. You know, Kent, you're not allowed to park that on campus. Remember that time I found you naked with that bowl of Jell-O? It was hot, and I was hungry. You saw Ghost Rider in the theater? Ooh. We rented Ghost Rider. It was not great. It was not great. There was potential. I mean, when you have Nicolas Cage, you have potential for greatness. The canoe kit actually looks pretty cool as well. Any insight, thoughts, ideas that anyone wants to bounce off around about this? We're going to get it going pretty soon, but we'll take a week or two to kind of refine it, figure out exactly how we want it to go, and then we will get this Pinewood Derby knife competition underway. Yeah, it fits some people. Kathleen has now taken the Justin side. Why the sad face? No, it's just natural. You were smoking in the theater? Sebald. Getting a little bold. Getting bold. Yeah, we rented that one. I remember watching it. We rented it. It was like, man, that was not great. Real Genius is from 85. Wow. It is God. A lot of good quotes from that one. The pyrite light is ableist. I have no idea on the prize. Oh, you have an idea on the prize. Are you going to share it or are you going to message me with it? Yeah, it's tough to, when it's in your face, it's tough to hide from it. You know, when it's like right there and just kind of like saying, hey, remember me? It hurts. What I can tell everyone is go to the dentist regularly. That's what we were talking about at work today. It's like the dentist is a time, it's this accumulative time that is like a requirement of life. And so if you go like every 6 months for 30 minutes, you're in and out, oh, no problem. No cavities, all's good. Here's a new toothbrush. See you later. You know, but if you skip one, you skip two, you skip three, you skip four, all of a sudden, oh, well, you got fillings and now you got to come back for an hour and a half visit. And now those 4 that you missed become 1 2-hour visit where you got to get a root canal. Laid off Pete every 3 months? Your teeth must be gorgeous. Mine are all right. You just don't look back here. Don't look back here. It was in Amsterdam. Well, that levels it out a little bit for you. 3 months seems like a lot. Seems like a lot. Which, you know, whatever. I brush my teeth. The problem was is I drank a lot of Mountain Dew back in the day. I don't now, but I used to just drink Mountain Dew all day. So you take a sip and then you stop. Fook was summoned. And then the sugar just sits there. And then 15 minutes go by, you take a sip, and you stop, and the sugar just sits there. And so it broke down a bunch of my teeth. I got some fillings and a couple crowns back in the day. This crown that just broke is probably 15 plus years old. And yeah, I love Mountain Dew. I love that truck. I love that harvester. I used to. It was my main beverage. 6, 7 of them a day for 10, 20 years, probably literally. They say you can't survive on Mountain Dew and no water, but I proved that wrong. I proved that wrong, no doubt. Now I'm drinking a sugar-free Red Bull. I was drinking a sugar-free Red Bull. I just ordered a Peach Seed Jig Sodbuster Jr. We could split the price and save it as a prize. Well, that's not necessary, but I appreciate that. And that sounds like a pretty good prize. I got Justin on the case kick. I got Justin going on my case kick. They're pretty nice. Dude, this, I love it. It's large and in charge. Holiday special. The Case Muskrat. Sweet looking blade, nice feel. I have a big hand, so it's a fuller size. Ron Dobbins has a family member that's a dentist, so that helps out, because then you either that or they're in your face all the time, like, oh, what's going on? Looks like somebody's not brushing. Although that's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It's like, hey, give me a quick. Dew is worse than meth mouth. That's what I've heard. It's a big thing. Once the dentist finds you drink Mountain Dew, he's like, oh, I'm gonna be making some money off of you, I tell you. And they're right. They are right. I need a black tallboy milled clip and pivot pin if anyone has an extra to sell. Jamming it on the mini growler after modding. So how would someone have an extra black tallboy milled clip and pivot pin? Is that something that you can buy? And if so, you could order one, so then you wouldn't be asking it for someone else. Or maybe they were available and now they're not. I'm interested though. It sounds like a fun. So then what else are you modding on the mini growler then? I am intrigued by this. Ha! My credit card notified my wife at 12 Eastern today, and she was like, not another knife. She's getting alerts. Whoops. Yeah. I'm like, sorry, honey. It's a really nice looking knife. I can't wait for it. It's going to be awesome. If they ordered a different kit and didn't want the OG, okay, sure, that makes sense. So they had a kit that you could change it up, and then now they have the extra one. That makes perfect sense. Hopefully you find somebody, and then post the photos. We want to see how it turns out. The one I got is a silver pivot and black collar. I want the pivot to match the collar. I want to look into that. Some of these treatments like Cerakote and things like that. I've seen a few people have done it. I don't know how difficult, what it entails, what you would need to get, what kind of a system you'd have to set up to run some of it. But some of these coated techniques, somebody's doing it. maybe it'll be me. I don't know. I'm always looking for new, fun little project ideas. I'm probably looking at too many of them. I get spread out wide, and then I don't know what I'm doing next. Pete, just tell her it was a present for your girlfriend. Whew. Timascus. I don't have any Timascus. It seems to, yeah, I'm wondering how much it does cost for coating like that. Like, what is the process? How much does someone charge? Can I do it in my kitchen? These are the questions. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to know. All right, what have we not looked at yet? Oof. Oof. This Rosecraft is so cool. It's unfortunate that the pull is like trying to pull a truck. This is the Rosecraft. Oh my God. It's like a shark. Zambezi? Oh my God. The Rosecraft Zambezi. Nice half stop, but then, it's just, the pull is outrageous, but the feel, the size of that choil is like you could drive that truck through the choil. I dig it. Scale on this side, super cool looking pattern on the grain. D2 blade steel. Awesome feel. This would make a great fixed blade as well. What's being shown on the other channels? They get expensive sometimes. Oh, the Timascus, yeah. The TI Asher Spyro drops soon. Yeah. But are those, they all have thumb studs though, Pete? I believe all the new Ashers all have the thumb stud. I like the older one where it has the hole. Boom, it's just stiff. Anybody know, is there a way you can loosen that up a little bit? I'm not sure if that's even a possibility. It's solid though. Feels great. I charge everything for points, but then pay it off each month. Yep. I don't have like a big of a like points cards or whatever, but I basically I wanted to build up some credit. I got rid of all my credit cards 8, 9 years, 10 years ago, and then had no cards and did nothing on credit at all. And then when my old Jeep started going bad and I went and got my new vehicle, I went in and I bought a used Toyota, and then I had to apply for the financing or whatever. And the guy said, he was like, yeah, it was weird. And I'm like, what? And he was like, well, I went to pull up your credit and you had none. And I'm like, what? Okay, so what? And he's like, there's zero. You know, like, I've never seen that. And I'm like, so do I get the loan or what? And they're like, yeah. But it's just I had no credit history for like over 8 years. And it blew the dude away. He was like, my God, I've just never seen this. And long story short, because I did that, it brought my credit down a little bit because I didn't have any credit history for that long. And so when I got the loan and I was talking to someone at my bank, and they were like, yeah, you know, they recommended definitely getting a credit card. And then if I don't want to have a credit card, just use it and then pay it off. So I got that credit card, and I put like basically all my groceries and gas on there, and then as soon as I get my next paycheck or at the end of the month or whatever, I just pay off the balance. And in no time at all, well, I guess it's been a while now since I've been paying the car off. I guess it's almost been a year and a half. Something like that. But in that amount of time, now my credit's great. It's doing really well because I don't have a balance. I never really built a balance up on it. I did a little bit at Blade Show, Texas last year. But within a month or two, I had it paid back down. And so now I just use it for like those essential purchases that I make, and then I pay it off right away. And my credit's gone up. You know, I'll probably buy this house in a couple of months in the spring. And that will help me be able to do so. I'd rather... Wait. The Gringo? Kunwu is great. I agree. What's up, Patriot 1776? Just picked up a Vostede Psyop. Sitting unopened and waiting for you. Grab that thing. Open it. Psyop's one of the Vosteeds that I would consider. I would take that. So that's your current Grail. The Drift LCT. PJ Drift only, says Laid Off Pete. Sorry, I'm just reading chat. Flip a coin for 2. I will tell you how I feel about those 2, then choose and flip for the other 2. Sounds like work. Sounds like work. One of these days, I'm going to have a use for this chisel tip right here. I'm going to get in there and... Got this from family. Thank you, family, if you're listening today. If you're watching, you guys might be on. I love this knife. It's cool. It's definitely cool. Cricket. Nice jimps, full tang on that D2, huge thick chunk of D2 with a chisel tip. And micarta, black and red. It's like they know who I am. Very fun. Titanium Justin has the solution for you guys. You just buy them all. You buy them all. Eric, how do you feel about the Marvel SMKW Kizer Liebs that are dropping? There are 8. There are 8? Really? Well, what I can tell you is I have a Lieb, and I love the Lieb. Some of these weird, you know, holiday specials and specific specials, I'm not always a fan. They don't always execute it right. This one, I mean, all the gold hardware plus the titanium bolster and the S35 VN, no brainer. Maybe I'll put some red scales on there, or some different color scales on there, and this knife will probably be one of my favorites. Use that pry yet. Negative. We're on day like 40 something here. Still have not used the alt pry. Waiting for that need. So what he was talking about is these right here. This is the Lieb. Are those only going to be on SMKW? Lieb is a great button lock. I did the custom on this. This was that basic plain tan micarta, and I dyed it and then sanded it and weathered it, gave it this kind of aged, beat up kind of look. I love it. I think that looks great. Feels really excellent in the hand. This is a workhorse, a user, Kenman jimps for days. It's a great knife. And there are some cool ones that they're coming out. There's like these Marvel Heroes and Foes or something like that. There's a red one that I think is really cool. I have a Lieb. I'm happy with it. I've got a lot of knives that I want to get, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. Let's see if we can find it. I'm trying to think of what time I took my acetaminophen. I'll take some more. My face hurts. So here's one of them. The Darkhold. Let's just do this. Copy. Paste. That's gonna work. Anybody order one? Oh, it's a smaller Lieb, so it's not the same as this Lieb right here. It's smaller than this? Really? I was not aware. So what are we looking at? Overall length 575. So it's like 1.5 inches smaller. 3.5 closed. This is 4.25 closed. Wow, it's smaller. I didn't realize that. Now you know. No one's half the battle. I got the Underroo Lieb from SMKW, says Ron. Get in some muscle relaxers. Yeah, I just need some, just a smack on the other side of my face so it doesn't hurt so much. Okay, why did that... How did I open this? Okay, come on. What? I did this already. I hate you. Right? Why won't it search? I guess you have to hit enter. So there's the Frank Heroes. I kind of like the way this one looks. Right? It's kind of a cool style. Nitro V on the blade. Look at all the different ones. I still think that Chaos variant is probably one of the coolest. Let's check that one out. Didn't this one came out earlier? Out of stock, discontinued, not available. We're not getting it again. Too bad. That looks pretty choice though. Was the other green one, was that one also? God of Mischief. That's pretty cool looking too. Out of stock. 65 bucks. Green resin. The Loki. Right? Later, Dave. We'll talk soon. No doubt. We got a good weekend coming up in a week. Next Thursday night, I will go live, everybody, but it is going to be different. I have my annual fishing trip I go on with the buds. We are going up on Wednesday through the whole weekend. I will definitely go live a few times. We'll go live from the ice, probably go live while we're ice fishing. back at the cabin. I don't know. Play it by ear. But that's what's going to be going on next weekend. So it's going to be fun. I got to make some videos, get ahead so I don't have to worry about that as much while I'm up there. The Fallout ones are still available as well. Yeah, I saw those Fallouts. I wish my Gunstock OG scales would get here for the stitch. They take a minute ordering from those guys, but they're nice. Yeah, sometimes you gotta wait. Like when you get something customized from me. Takes a while. Oh, I'm the worst. I was hoping you get that Chaos variant and Shipwreck it. Nah, that would be pretty sweet. Too little, or too late. Too many knives. I hardly use it for anything because I can't sharpen yet. You have any sharpening, anything? Get one of these. If you don't have anything for sharpening, get one of these. Whoops. The Work Sharp Field Sharpener. If you're just looking for something, you don't want to spend too much money, this is going to do a good job. And it's simple, it's small, it can travel with you. I believe this is a 200 grit on this side, 600 grit on this side. You have the ceramic rod. You have a strap. Sorry. You have a strap on the back. Came with some compound for it. Yeah. God dang. Apologies. But if you just need to do some touch-ups, if you have some blades, I mean, I found that this one here, I can literally, the amount of knife use that I have, I can go in and hit it on the rod a couple of times. And then switch and just strap it once or twice, and you're good to go. God damn. I'll be all right. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Couple acetaminophen. I'm fine. I'm fine. It's just right here. It's not so much like up here, down here, but like right here. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. It's... Sugar was full. You see that? Hear that, honey? Sugar was full. Stick my face in the freezer. It's fine. It's fine. It's just you just get these shooting pains every once in a while. It'll be all right. I don't need to call it. The thing is this is distracting in the right way. I'm here. We're talking and we're chatting about stuff. We're looking up some knives, keeping me busy. If you just kind of sit there, then it's just you sit there and you just sit with the pain. I don't need to do that right now. We can hang out for a bit. It's almost 8. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. I'm not crying. Oh, I tell ya. It's all right. It's totally all right. Yeah. Are there any others of these? Where's my button? Which button? The button. Ooh. It like gets smaller and then bigger. I never noticed that. I thought it was the same. I copied and pasted. Lotch? You mean laugh? Make me laugh. Cut me, Mickey. I'm going back in. Yo, Adrian! Anyway, what is this one? The Underoos Heroes. Who wore underoos back in the day? Spider-Man. See, sometimes it's like, if I like Spider-Man, maybe I would like this one more. But when it gets to things like this, I'm not as interested in it sometimes. When, to me, a solid color like this, I dig. Keep up the antibiotics. Yeah, for sure, Kathleen. That was the main reason. It was like, I went in because it was, well, obviously I got to go in and get it fixed. Can't have this broken nub of a tooth without its crown on top. But yeah, it's the main pain is from the infection or whatever, and the antibiotics. It's like every 8 hours. So I took one. Did I? I didn't. Shit. Or did I? I didn't. I was supposed to take it at 5:15. I don't think I did. Oh, wait. Okay, let's do the math. We're literally doing this right now. Time to up the drugs. Dude, right? Double up on the antibiotics. Okay, quantity 21. Okay, so I got them yesterday. I have to do the math here. Okay. So, yesterday, 5:30, 1 in the morning, 9 a.m. So, if I didn't take it, that would be 3, 21, 20, 19, 18, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I did not take it at 5:30. Oh. Well, we did the count, and I forgot to take it. So now I'm remembering. Look at these things. It's like, am I going to a rave or something? This thing is huge and it's colorful. Why does it have to be 2 colors? The only way you remember, make a to-do list. I wrote on the bottle. Like when I took my first one, I was like, oh, it's 5 o'clock. And then I could remember like, all right, 8 hours from now will be 1 a.m., 9 a.m., back to 5 o'clock. And then, of course, at 5 o'clock, I got home. I took a shower, cleaned up, ate something, which wasn't easy. Guess what I had? Notice my hand's in perfect focus. I had soup. Something you don't have to chew. I thought about blending up a steak and throwing it in there, getting me a straw. Make sure you drink lots of alcohol and get lots of sunlight when you're on antibiotics. Does that help? Can you double up on antibiotics, Kathleen? It doesn't make a difference. It's better to have it though. You got to keep doing it. When I broke my collarbone, I wasn't taking my pain meds because they made me sick and they made me kind of nauseous, like Vicodins and gross stuff. And I would not take them because they made me feel gross. And then the pain would be so bad that I would have to take them. And they said it's like that's why you have to take them like on those intervals, like every 8 hours or whatever, because then as it's starting to wear off, the next one's kicking in and it keeps you on it. And then you don't have to go through those where, oh, it's not very painful now, but in a few hours from now, it's the worst. No alcohol or sunlight. Well, I know the booze affects medications, but I didn't know anything about sunlight. Sunlight. Gargle with salt water. I mean, you just take a shot of vodka, put it in your mouth, and then you don't swallow it. You just sit there, swish that around for 30 seconds, and then swallow it. And I had a bad a tooth where it was like, then it was infected, and then they had to pull it. But they're like, oh, you have to get the infection down before we can pull it, so you need to take these for a couple days. And it was like, after a day, I was like, I don't know if I can wait a couple more days. I'm about to grab a pliers and pull this out myself. It's like excruciating. This is not that. That was something that needed to be done. This is just, right now I don't have a broken, or the tooth, I'm not a dentist, but the tooth in question, the crown broke off. But the stump that's still there is still a viable stump. You know, they don't have to remove that to put the new crown on. They might have to clean it up, maybe shape it up a little bit again, or I don't know. But they don't have to pull a tooth out. So I'm not waiting for that to get done. This is just got infected because the chunk fell off, and here we are. So it's not. I'm assuming, I'm hoping, since it's not that when you get the tooth pain where it's like your tooth is dying, now you're feeling the tooth die and the nerve and everything. And this, I think, it's like when you get a crown and a root canal, there is no nerve, and so I'm not getting that tooth pain that you would get like if it was like a tooth that didn't have the root canal in it. None for now. What's up, guys? Finally got the kids to chill. Wow, are you digging that Flytanium? Yes. Yes, it's breaking in nicely. It's a cool knife. I want to customize it. I think I only want to customize it because you can. You know what I mean? Taking 2 doses close together increases chances of side effects. Give me them side effects. Although the side effects of an antibiotic, I'm taking Advil or acetaminophen and antibiotics. I don't think the side effects are going to be that crazy. Headstands. The headstands would make me ugh. Definitely. Yeah, Mick, tooth pain is pretty much, you can't get away from it. It's so like right, it just doesn't feel good at all. But yeah, none for now. I'm really loving the arcade. It's breaking in quite nicely. If anything, I've noticed that it's when I go to open it, sometimes a natural hold for me is my hand right here. But you can see when you open it right there, that shark lock moves back and up. You know? And so what happens is sometimes I'll be holding it like this and you do that. And it basically is catching your hand. So you have to make sure you just need to be just slightly away from it. Just slightly away from it, and then it works just fine. But my natural grab was kind of... yeah. Advil works alright, Paul. I mean, ultimately, give me a couple Tylenol 3s. I'm not a big painkiller guy, but those seem to work pretty good. And they don't make me sick. When I took the Vicodins, those made me sick. I didn't like it at all. I hate it. Then I went in and talked to them, and they got me on this something else. It was called like Norco or something like that. It was a slightly different one that supposedly make you a little less nauseous, but it still made me kind of feel ugh. And then the muscle relaxers, I remember, because I had my broken collarbone, and so I'm on Vicodin and muscle relaxers, and I'm watching TV, and like if you guys are the TV, I was like this, you know, like not looking at the TV, but I was watching TV, but I couldn't. My head was like this, my eyes were over here. I was watching the TV, but I didn't have any power to be like. I was like out of it. Yeah, it's basically the same as Vicodin, Paul. That's what they said. Or 800 milligrams at a time on Advil is like it. Or are you talking about the stuff I was taking? It was very similar to Vicodin, but he said that the side effects tend to make some people don't get as nauseous for those that get nauseous from the Vicodin. Wow. Kevin Smith and knives. Had them all pulled. Bone grafts, 8 titanium implants, screwed into your head. Worst, most painful crap been through. I do it again in a skinny minute. Dude, how much did that cost? I looked at, they're talking about implants. You know, they're like $3,000 to $6,000 for one. I mean, depending on your insurance, will cover parts of it. But still. Ha! Robo, Confucius say. Ha! Get the better thumb studs for the arcade, slightly larger. What ones were they, Mick, again? They're from the Benchmade? Is that what you said it was? They're like Benchmade thumb studs, I think. This feels great. But they have all these upgrades you can do. You can get different this, different this. Get that back spacer. I'm thinking about doing the back spacer that's the full length back spacer piece. Maybe a different inlay. I could use different thumb studs just because I don't know. This doesn't bother me at all as is, but it seems like that color is unnecessary. Or maybe a better color would look better with this particular setup. Yeah, $32,000 exactly. Exactly. It's like $16,000 more than my car cost. Right? Which is nuts. Right. That's what when they were talking about, oh, this crown and getting this fixed and, you know, whatever, we can blah, blah, blah. And it was like, okay, well, how much is it? And how much would it be if it was a, you know, just put the new crown on there, put on an implant or whatever. And it's like the implant prices are not in my ballpark right now. Not in my ballpark right now. I used to work for a guy, he had his entire mouth redone as well, and I think he said it was close to about $50,000 to have all of them. I think what he did is he had them all ground down, and then capped. But then it ended up with just a boom, like it was $50,000 smile. Tell you what, they look great. Mick got the back spacer. Did you get a titanium back spacer? How much was it? How much was it? Mick needs a lot of dental work. Yeah, I started when I went in. It's like, all right, let's just start a plan. Rather than just fixing the one, they're going to fix the one right next to it at the same time. So I'm not sure if it's a bridge. I know a bridge is like where you've got like, oh, here's your missing tooth. And then you put a crown here, and then there's a fake tooth there, which becomes the bridge across them. I've got the bad crown right next to another one, so it's like two side by side. I don't know if they're individual or they make like an overhang or something like that. But then I'm going to go in, and we're going to get a nice deep gum tissue cleaning. I have a few pockets and I have a couple of cavities. So we're going to kind of put together a plan for the future, and I'm going to try to stay on top of it. I am going to stay on top of it. Because when it catches up with you, it just gets nasty. And, you know, if I go like this, it looks fine. But then I'm starting to have these issues on the sides. Don't let me scratch the Mercedes. Ha! That's great when his wife... She's got a Mercedes in your mouth now, basically. I got the rigged back spacer on Flytanium. Rigged? Rigged? Ringed? Rigged? What do you mean rigged? Flightanium might be the gold replacer. Black Backspacer was like $35. Yeah, that's the thing. That's not terrible. I could consider that. But it's just so many other things too that you can do. But I think the Backspacer would look cool. I like the Ultim, but because it's just that small section, I don't know if I almost would prefer something different there. And I feel like it's like I wouldn't necessarily think about doing any customization, but because it's available, when you get something and then they're like, ooh, look at all these little extra trinkets you can get for it, it just kind of puts you in that, well, they've got them, as there's all these options. Why would I not get more options? Right? Right? Lava lamp's working good. Right? I think that's a nice, fun new addition. Merry Christmas. I can't spell. Leave me alone. So, ringed. Rigid. I think I'm getting the titanium body for the arcade. See, yeah. Full tie. They have a titanium piece too. So you get the body titanium, you get the backspacer titanium, you get that piece in titanium. Maybe overkill. It's just fun. They have options. Why would you not want to buy options? Super happy about this guy. Feels like since I took it apart, it's a little dry. I didn't put any oil on it yet. I literally just put this back together before the stream. Video probably will be out tomorrow. I gotta edit it since it's a multi-part video. Very happy though with my Microjet custom now. Oosh. This might be my favorite knife from last year. It's definitely going to get a lot of use now that I've done the custom job. There's nothing else I plan to do to it. This was all I wanted, just something simple, a unique, nice little anodized job, two-tone. Now I'm just going to carry it, use it, enjoy it, beat on it. I really like what Casey did. The jimps feel good. 154 is excellent. The milled titanium with the, if I can focus. Wow. Why must you hate me? It's fantastic stuff. I am doing my best. Doing my best. That's something though, if anybody knows of any swing guards that would be cool for me to check out. Justin, you say you're looking stuff up all the time. This is a cheap Rough Rider swing guard. Tobacco bone. Cool little acorn badge. Just your Rough Rider basic, but these are loose, which is fine if you're going in for making cuts. That's solid. It's not going anywhere. Something about that, I just wish that was like solid. I do have another Rough Rider swing guard, this one right here. This one's a beast. Same kind of deal. These move. This thing is huge though. There's your micarta with the red inlay. Love it. Look at how big the handle is. It's like a sword. Rough Rider makes some fun stuff. Their budget for sure. They got skiffs for the Kizer October, now increased from 10 to 16 bearings. You got the titanium October? I wonder if those are ever going to go back in stock. They had them on sale. They were all on this really great price. They went out of stock. Because why would they stay in stock at that price? I wanted one, but every time I looked, they were out of stock. They might have come back. But yeah, for sure, if anyone does know of a cool company that does a swing guard, where the swing guard's a little more solid, doesn't need to be like that one that MC got. Everybody saw the custom MC swing guard. It's an auto, so you push the button, it flies out. And the blade stock on it, it's like a half-inch thick, or it's like a quarter-inch thick. It's ridiculous how gnarly that thing is. But it was probably a couple $1,000s, I think he said it was, for that full custom. But it's something about them. They're just cool looking. I like that swing guard on there. If it's an auto, stiletto, or whatever, I'm interested. What's up, Jay? I didn't realize that was you leaving the mess, or I read that 10 to 16 skiff. Oh. Doesn't really hurt to talk. We get these shooting pains. Right in my face. And I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. What was that company? I want to look it up now. Camplin? Let's see if I can find this. AGA, Italian Swing Guards, Blade HQ, AKCs. Anybody ever mess around with any of these AKCs? None of these really... You can do it! I'm trying. That's kind of nice looking. Look at that blade. Woo! Man. These are cool. Anybody know anything about these? Oh, that's the shape of the badge. Classic. I kind of like that oval one. Where was that? Of course, this one right here. Online store. They're bringing me to another location. Auction? Auction only? Get out of here. See, where's the price? Rough. I'm not a fan. Sometimes you got a place that they've got a website here, but then it's like, well, how much is it? I just want to know how much it is. My 1-inch, the good old 1-inch blade. There it is. I found it. I found it. Ooh. See, but this isn't a swing guard. It's just a nice inox Italian stiletto. You can get these on Blade HQ for like $25. Something felt loose. No. I gotta put my hand there to keep it in focus. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Oh. Fancy toothpick. Tim Dog! Ha! What's up, my man, Tim? Tim was at... Oh, I caught my finger. Tim was at Putting League last night. Anybody tune in, watch Putting League last night? I did not do that well. Wow, what's going on now? Now it's broken. It's so hard to hold this thing. It's so small. Boom. There it is. I remember having a little knife when I was young. But what about now? You got to have one when you're an adult, too. I mean, sure. I mean, you got to get yourself a big boy. Who doesn't love a Towser K? I mean, maybe someone with small hands. Titanium Justin? Looking your way. I love shipwrecking though. Super excited. Putting League is super fun, especially when you just get to hang out with some friends. Get together with a good group of buds and you all have a common interest, throwing frisbees at baskets. Have a couple of drinks. Great time. Great time. Ugh. Got to do another shipwreck soon. Yeah, this oily orange color though. Copper. I almost think I like copper better. Focus to focus. The brass. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the brass. You can make some really cool colors with the brass. But it seems the brass tends to have this more greenish, yellowy kind of a shade, which I don't mind. I like that quite a bit. Versus the bronze tends to have more of the orange. So it's kind of more of the yellow-green versus the more of that orange. Which makes sense since you're kind of starting off more orange and more yellow. Huh. So clickety. You have any favorite lefty knives that are around 2.5 inch or less blade, like full lefty? I don't know. Something that's ambidextrous and ambidextrous that works for left and right. Would be like a crossbar style lock or something, like a drop bear. Although 2.5 inch blade, that's a small blade. And then lefty, I don't really have anything that's lefty that's that small. So I don't really know what I would recommend. Where is... If you're going for under 2.5 inch blade though, Mini Pyrite is a pretty lefty ambidextrous knife because it's a button lock, so it works pretty well in the left or the right hand. And it's definitely under a 2.5 inch blade. That's about a 2 1/8, 2 1/4 inch blade. Mini Pyrite. Kizer Urban Bowie. Except for these, I don't know if you can get one. They have not been available, or I think they're discontinued, or they're kind of out of stock everywhere. The Devo Nip would probably be a really good one for sure. But you said lefty, so that's why it's like this is just a I mean, you can swap the clip to either left or right. I take the clips off of a lot of smaller knives, but as a lefty, this thing works great. Fun stuff. This is fully right-handed, but I absolutely love it. The mini Milita from Kizer. So lefty, you can flick it out, no problem. Front flip it, no problem. Thumb. So as a lefty or a righty, the one thing you can do with the right is you can go like this and drop it down to your thumb. Let it hit your nail. Can't do that as well. Ah, my TV died again. You can kind of do it like that, but you have to be a little bit more careful with the left hand. But it's no clip can't be swapped to the other side. It's a righty liner, but man, this thing is sweet. 2.5 inch limit. Oh, it's a little bit too big. This is a little bit more like 2 3/4. So that one's technically out. Civivi Baby Banter. Boom. Smaller knives. This is definitely a win. Flicks out easy. Thumb out, no problem. It has that choke up forward choil. So even a smaller knife, you get your index up in there and give it a squeeze. Got a little handle sticking out the back. Little jimps on the top right there, and that worn cliff. You can just get right in there to make some cuts. This thing is great. Randy got a Shipwreck from Kenman. Definitely my favorite knife. Yeah, Randy picked up that big Warney, that big D2 Warncliffe that we shipwrecked. That thing looks awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Randy. Not sure if I'll ever buy a Towser, but it's a great knife, to be honest. Sebald. What are you talking about? Let me show you something. Towser K. 1, 2, 3. Mini Towser K. 4. Bro. As you can see, I love them. This is my favorite knife still. It might get passed at one point in time, but it's just this. The frag titanium feels so perfect. The grip on there, I wouldn't change that at all. Love it. The K is for Kenman. Towser Kenman. This Rich Light one, if anything, I would consider trading this or selling this or using it as a giveaway. Not that I don't love it, but I swapped out. The reason I got the Rich Light is because it had all the black hardware. And then I put all the black hardware on the red knife. So all the silver hardware was on the red, and all the black hardware that is now on the silver or the red was. Scratch that, rewind it, play it back. Yeah. So all this black stuff with the black liners was on with the dark blue, and I don't really like the way that contrasts. Too similar, but now all that silver, that shiny silver with the blue really pops. Looks awesome. So I'm pretty happy with that. But ultimately it was so that I could put the black on here with the red, because that black and red is just clean. And then you got that silver blade. Just a great combo. And then it's got the contour on the micarta, so it just has a little bit more rounded feel to it. The Rich Light is a flat scale, and the copper is also flat, and I guess the titanium is flat. So the micarta is the only one that has that contour to it, so it has an extra nice feel. Plus micarta just feels great. What's the thoughts on Kunwu here? Just ordered the Django. Actually wanted the Pulsar over it for the blade shape, but couldn't find it in orange peel texture. Orange peel texture is super cool stuff. I like the Django. I was considering a Django for quite a while. Just they're expensive, never got to it. But if I were to in Kunwu right now, I'd get a Django and a Padre are my two top Kunwus at the moment. Suppose I'd take an Excalibur, get a lefty Excalibur from MC. But their orange peel texture, and then their what's the other titanium texture? The honeydew texture, that is sick. Very cool stuff. What are those slippies? Bottom left, brass and copper. Mad Hatter, what's up? These are the Rough Rider Apta. This is copper with a VG10 blade. Listen to this. Right? So the VG10 blade got that kind of straight razor, and then there's like a pry tip. It's not sharp, but if you wanted to use that as a pry bar, I guess you could. So I had the copper one. I love the sound on it. It's just so snappy that I decided to pick up the brass one. Brass one's not quite as loud. Still sounds nice, but not quite as snappy. Same blade. I'm going to do a shipwreck on both of them. I love doing shipwrecks. So I'm going to do a shipwreck on these. I'm going to put them in the same container. So they're going to be reacting in similar ways to the chemicals. But then we can do a compare and contrast. What characteristics do the brass take on more? What does the copper do a little bit more? And get some kind of feel for the variety in the old shipwreck experiment that we've been doing. And then I had to get this one because this is the micarta and Warncliffe version. Oh, this is a user, bro. These are going to be great for customizing. I'm excited about it. I love a Warncliffe blade though, and micarta. Got that nice click to it. Little forward angle. Feels so good in the hand. This is going to be a secondary carry. Secondary carry? Sure. On a regular basis. I like this thing. It feels good. I'm going to use it. Yeah, I almost think this one, as far as what I would use, this blade shape. The Warncliffe blade just is a little bit more my style, my personal preference. Be able to get in and do some good work. It's a great size as far as it's not too big. A little bit hanging on the back. No pocket clip, but it has a nice feel. A little bit of contour, so it gives it that nice rounded. Sits in the hand well. Will they be making the pyrite, mini pyrite in the new steel? I don't know for sure, Alex. I am interested to see though. Alex, I can tell you I'm going to Blade Show, Texas. It is the first weekend in March. And while I am there, I will talk to those guys, Russell and Nico and maybe Dylan. I think Dylan said he was going to be there. Dylan Mallory. He does a lot of cool designs for Artisan Cutlery. But I met all those guys last year at Texas. And I am going to Blade Show, Texas in March. So I will bring that up. Anyone who does have questions that they're interested in. And I will be there asking them, checking things out, interviewing some people, looking at the new knives, going live. It's going to be fun. If you haven't been to Blade Show, Texas, and you can, or any Blade Show for that matter, check it out. It's really fun. And if you are going to Texas, let me know. We're going to meet up. I know Lanyard Man's planning on going, so I'll see him there. Wheezy and Josh are probably going to be there one day. I saw them last year. I think Rob Good old Kazoo Rob. He was there last year, but we didn't have a chance to meet up. But yeah, anyone who's going to be there, let me know. We got some diehards in here. What do we got? 24 of us. Nice little chill night. I'm going to do this before I forget. Let's buy a couple of memberships. Try to do this when I can. Boom. Gifted 5. Randy! Alright. Let me turn this. So who do we get? We got Randy, Paul Might, Derek for real, Knives Are Life, and B Shady. Couple of snipers. I don't know if they're all in here or if you guys are just if all 5 of you in here, let's see some better post some of those emojis now. Some of you have already been members. But if you do become a member, it does help support the channel. I appreciate it. I'll try to buy some here and there. Here's some of my emojis. Anyone who is a member, feel free to spam some of those whenever you feel so inclined. Randy, you're in. That will last for a month. If you would like to keep it up, then you just need to renew support if you want. Squirrel. Definitely squirrel. Well, my face hasn't been exploding in the last 10 minutes. So that's a thing. I don't feel like I'm about to kick a door in. This was another one of my top buys from this year. The new Devo Tallboy Dark Mode Blade Binge exclusive. This is the only one that was there's like 5 or 6 different designs, and all the other ones on the handle, it had these lines, this line texture to it. And Eric at Blade Binge decided not to do the lines on this one. He thought it kind of didn't sit as well with the camo dark mode carbon. Can't remember what it is exactly. But I agree. I think it looks awesome. I'm really happy with this knife. If it was one of the ones where I only have just a couple of knives that I get or whatever, this would be one that I would carry quite often. Feels great in the hand. Good action. Solid knife from Devo. Bada bing, bada boom. What was everyone's favorite knife from this year? I know a couple people posted up earlier, but I'm always interested. What was your favorite grab from this year? I think another one that's definitely on the top was the Kizer Hawk. I was fortunate enough that Kizer thinks I'm cool enough that they send me a few things here and there, and so they sent me this. This is the DLC coated M390 and titanium Hawk with the Snap Echo. Just a great double click you can hear. Kind of sounds squeaky when you do it slow. 1, 2. Oh, just a great sound. The action is awesome. It just drops. Flipper tab works good. And you got that M390 or the DLC coating on that M390. Kizer won't even send me coupons. Well, I mean, if you look at some of those other guys, Kizer sent them all the Momos, all the new Momos, all the new knives to check out. I had to buy this. If I wanted a Momo, I had to buy it. So I bought this one. I want to get a full-size Momo, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to have to buy it. And again, I'm not complaining. There is no complaints. I'm very appreciative of everything Kizer has sent me. But Some people think, oh, and Dan's the Kizer guy. They send him everything. They do not. They do not. They send me a few things, which is super cool. Super cool. But I have wants and needs. One of them was a mini Momo when the mini Momos came out. I was going to get the blue aluminum one. I might still get it just because I have that white, awesome white setting for blue aluminum that I could do a laser mark on. We could come up with a cool pattern and do that. But there was a couple of these premium mini Momos left. My number isn't a special number. 165 out of 200. Be cool to get a fun number. Like if I got number 13, that'd have been so awesome. But that's just kind of, I didn't order it right when it came out. This is probably one of the last ones available. I don't know if they even still are available because these might have all sold out by now. I'm happy with it. I am going to make some new scales and try out just a solid colored scale. If you do have any recommendations for what color scale would go well with all this gold hardware, that gold titanium bolster and the S35 VN blade, Mini Momo is great. I like it very much. If you guys do want to buy something from Kizer and you do want to support the old channel, there's the link. I don't push my links too much. But yeah, if anybody does want to help out that channel, go ahead. I'm in. Texas is coming up though. I gotta book a hotel soon. I'm gonna get online in the next day or two. I kind of looked at some Airbnbs, which actually I found a couple Airbnbs that look pretty nice. But the problem is most of them are 10-15 minutes away. So it's like, okay, so this Airbnb is $130 a night. But I would need to either Uber in, which could be what, $30-40, and then Uber back that day, which would be another $30. So add that $60 to the $130 room. Now it brings it to $190 because I needed the Uber. Well, I can get a room for $190 at the hotel 2 blocks away from the convention center. And in that case, then I don't need to rent the car or get the Uber. And it ends up being the same price. And I guess I'd much rather just be closer and not have to drive. Last year I got the hotel like 4 blocks away, and it was like a couple $100 a night. But I was able to wake up, relax, kind of get ready, eat some breakfast, and then walk a couple blocks, and I'm right into the show. I don't have to drive. And then afterwards, I could even leave in the middle of the day, go take a little break for an hour or so at the room, and then go back to the show. So it gives you so many more options as far as just being close, which is what I think I'm going to try. Yeah. It's fun. And I want to buy knives. I want to be at the blade shows. But when you live far away, Minnesota, last year the flight was like $500 or $600, so I ended up driving. The gas would end up being about $300, $350 or whatever, and all the gas. I like road tripping, so I thought that was fun. Plus, it's easier to bring more knives and things with you if you have to fly. Now you got to check everything, and it's like if I bring some knives to give away or to carry when I'm there, and I have to put them in a check bag, that gives you another little set of paranoia. The pocket clip is tight on the pocket. Or Alex, you talking about on your drop air? Or on the Momo? That is the other issue with this Momo and the textured G10. I like textured G10. I have several knives like it. It feels good. But it makes that pocket clip rough on your pocket. So like this going in on the pocket a bunch, that's going to eat up your jeans pretty fast. versus if you had a little smooth patch right there like they do like on the Demco or something, where, or just have it be smooth, then you don't have to worry about that. That's a big thing for me. If it's like in and out of the pocket is like super tight. That's something I have noticed on the Hawk, is I have pants that have like kind of a reinforced section on the pocket so that they don't wear out as easily. But because that's a little bit thicker, the Hawk is really kind of a low tight, and on a normal seam it drops in fine, but the seam on this, it's like you can see right there, it's just built, it's overbuilt, there's extra material, it's really thick, so it's like this is the regular thin seam, and then right there where it goes into the pocket, it's just super thick and reinforced, which is nice because it helps it last longer for sure. But I noticed with the Hawk on that particular seam, I can get it in and out of the pocket, but it's sometimes it's like taking it out's no problem, but then when you go to put it back in, you kind of gonna grab it and kind of do one of those and kind of jam it on there. Not the worst thing in the world, but it's something noticeable. When I wear jeans that aren't like that, though, just regular jeans without with a normal thickness seam. Normal thickness seam. My seam is of normal thickness. Not today. Got thick ones on today. Herman. I've handled a couple of Hermans. Expensive. Definitely expensive. Herman Mantis. Can't picture that one right offhand. You liking it though? Favorite grab was a horsehead scale for the XM18. Also excited to kind of continue on my butterfly balisong adventure, my Mako V5. You can't even do that right here. It's too tight. Ow! That hurt. Because I was holding it too far back. Right, and so that fin is literally to help teach you to hold it up tighter, so that it doesn't catch you on your knuckle, and then it helps you with technique. There's another nub right there. That's to help show you this would be the sharp side if this was a real blade. So then you know, like if you're like this and you feel that, you're like, oh, I'm holding this wrong, because if this was a real knife, I'd be cutting myself right now. So those little tactile feedback nubs help out, I guess, for learning. I am enjoying this though. It's fun. I've always liked butterfly knives, just never really got into it too much. Now I got a trainer to mess around with. I had to start working on picking up like a new style or technique or trick, I guess, once a day or once every few days. Kind of start developing my skills a little bit. Should go live or make some videos while I do that, so you can watch me either drop it or pinch my finger or successfully learn how to do something. Maybe. Favorite fixed blade from this year was the Milita. The old Kizer fixed Milita. This knife feels so good. Just a big old user. When I go camping, I am going to have this with me regularly. Just feels really good. It's a beast. Cutting mode. Engaged. I added the Ulti clip, which is really nice. Very slim profile on that Ulti clip. I don't remember who introduced me to the Ulti clips first, but I like them. I've picked up a couple of them now. I'm going to start putting them on a lot of my sheaths. Sure. Have you seen the Heretic Medusa cell shaded finish? What? Oh, I see what I'm doing. Heretic Yellow Cell Shaded Manual Medusa Marvel Comics Borderlands. Like this one? Cell shaded. Wow. That's neat looking. What is the blade steel on there? Magna Cut. Magna Cut. And, ooh, look. Yikes. Good Lord. They almost look, it looks like a cartoon. Yeah, for sure. It looks like a cartoon cell. That's neat. I kind of dig that. Expansive. To have a knife sitting on the table that looks like it's like it was drawn. Got a cartoon drawing knife on the table there, and then you can just pick it up. It's kind of a neat technique though. Looks like they're all sold out. Sold out. Anyone does have any thoughts though on some new knives to check out? Swing guards. I want a swing guard. But I want a cool one. Or a tighter, or you know, like, because that's the thing. This one is cool. This looks neat. I like it. But I want a fancier one with a nicer blade steel and a stiffer guard. That's what I want. That's what I'm going for. What's that say? See you, KDK. Gonna go get ready to do a little vertical in a bit. See you Saturday. You coming to Garage Saturday. Another ice fishing Saturday this weekend. And then next weekend is ice fishing the whole weekend. Is the Momo the giveaway knife? I'm not doing a giveaway right now. And this Momo is for me. I bought the most expensive mini Momo for me. I need to customize it though. I'm not as big a fan of the holiday scales. I'll put the holiday scales on there for the holiday for a little while, but during the year, I'm going to get some different ones to swap out. Going to be making those soon. Standing me up 2 weeks in advance. Nice. It's the reality. Saturday day, you know, there's leagues on Saturday days that I'd go to if I wasn't already ice fishing. But in the winter, ice fishing usually happens on Saturday or Sunday. Sundays more often the baseball, the hockey, family hockey. My nephews both play hockey, so they're playing all the time. But I usually try to meet up with them on Sundays. And then Saturdays, I'll either go to disc golf league or ice fish. And so that's kind of the thing. But yeah, for those of you that are free on Saturday mornings at 9:30 Central Standard Time, you can watch The Night's Edge go live and have some fun. Talk about the dailies. Stood up for some fish. You know, I only got to go ice fishing twice last year. I've already gone more than that this year, and we have a couple of months left. Last year there was no ice. This year we have ice. Next weekend is the big up north ice fishing trip. I'm going to be up in the Leech Lake area with some friends. So we're going to be live. Fook Doozle is back for a bit. I'm only going to be on for a little bit longer anyway, Fook. I'm surprised I made it this far. My face does not hurt as much as it could So I'm lucky for that. But I am going to go live over that next weekend. So stay tuned. I'm not sure exactly when it'll be. It'll be off because I like to live in the moment. I'm hanging out with some friends. We're going to do some fun things. I bought a couple of a fillet knife for a prize, for a giveaway. We're making a trophy, like a traveling trophy, that will do something like biggest fish or most fish or biggest crappie, or I don't know what it is. Face doesn't hurt, it's killing us. Going live tomorrow. Probably, Justin. I've usually been going live on Fridays for a little bit right after work. I play it by ear, and if I get caught up in something, you never know. But chances are I'll probably go from like 5 to 6 or 7 tomorrow for a little while. Ooh, sorry. Oh, that hurt too. I can't open. I can't open the jaw very wide with this. It's kind of swollen half shut. But I'll live. Maybe. At least for another 40 or 50 years. Alright? My God. My God. Okay. See, and I start thinking about it, then that's when it starts like acting up again. It's going to be fine. It's going to be just fine. When they going to pull OT? Oh, I'm not getting anything pulled, Justin. There's nothing getting pulled. They're making a new crown. I broke my old crown off. It's like 15 years old. So they're basically fabricating a new one, and then they're going to do some work and a filling on the one next to it at the same time because they can get to it easier or whatever. Just don't think about it, right? But yeah, they're not pulling it, Justin, because the actual root base is still good enough to re-glue a new crown over the top. So they're going to have to go in. It's going to be, because next weekend I got my trip, so it's basically when I get back from that, it's going to be a couple of weeks. And then I'm going to go in. We're going to get the two things done at the same time and then plan for some other stuff. Pull it! No! They're going to pull this one back here, and then they're going to fix this over here and do some work over here and filling and a filling and a filling. There's several things. Stay on top of your dentistry, because when you get behind, it sucks. Is that top left with the blue and black handle a Towser? It's not a mini. This is a regular Towser K. So this is the copper Towser K, and I did the Shipwreck for it. So here's another Towser K, same size, out of focus. There we go. So yeah, this is the standard issue copper Towser K. I did the Shipwreck for it last week. You can check the video for it from a couple days ago. But yeah, Towser K is one of my favorite knives. Great design. Shipwreck turned out really good if it was being focused. Awesome knife. And then my more recent acid etch on the Olatans. Did a little false Hamon pattern on there. Tell me that doesn't just make it look sharper though. Looks way sharper and way more like a sword. Yeah, that sometimes the angle just makes it look a little smaller or bigger. But yeah, thanks. The Shipwreck that I did to it turned out really, really good. Really happy with that. Fun stuff. More shipwrecking coming on the channel very soon. I love doing it. Yeah, dude, didn't it? Just these extra little colors in there. And then the other side, I got this kind of metallic orange kind of shade going on. Oh, I love it. Fun stuff. Put a tooth under your pillow and you get $1. Put 40 and your parents put you in therapy. Where'd all these teeth come from? Oh, the griffin. Holy shit. Wow, I forgot all about that, Lanyard Man. I'm so sorry. Where is that? Oh, it's right there. I haven't even opened that thing up in a couple of weeks, probably before Christmas. I kind of packed it up and I haven't wrapped it. Getting ready to send it back to Lanyard Man, or to Lanyard Man. And you put it in a box and it disappears. That's on its way real soon, Lanyard Man. With insurance. With insurance, no doubt. Made me so paranoid when I sent him the Golden Design Works, the caliber, and like it got lost in the mail for a while, and that was like sad face. I was worried because that's like an irreplaceable. I have the S and wanted to get the Richlight K to match, but I really need that one instead. I got the Richlight one too. And I bought all these. I love Towsers. I did the swap though, because the Richlight one had all the black hardware, and the red micarta had all the silver hardware, and I did the swap. So right now the Richlight one is my least favorite of the 4, but it is a great knife. Action is good. Boom. If I were to get rid of one, though, that would be the one, that Richlight. Not that I don't like it. If I didn't like it, I already would have got rid of it. Oh, okay. I gotta stop. My face hurts. I apologize for being a baby for the whole night, complaining about my stupid face. But here we are. It's puffy. Getting it fixed, so I'm on it. I will try to go live tomorrow, over the weekend, maybe a little bit. Gonna be around, and then next week I've got my big trip. But I will be going live from there if you want to get in and watch some live ice fishing and some camping shenanigans with a few idiots. And when I say that, I mean myself and my buddies. But we're going to have some fun, and I'll take you along for the ride. I'm going to bring some knives up. We have some knife giveaways. We have maybe some fillet knife testing that we'll do, or demos or something like that. I don't know. Anybody know about filleting? If you fillet a fish. If you fillet a actual fish live or like on video, is that grounds for like getting flagged or something because you're like cutting a fish up and showing guts or something like that? I don't know. Because I mean, I could do like a fish fillet demo or something like that, but I'd hate to do something and have them get mad about it. Rest up, use an ice pack. Good luck with the crown. You're not a baby. Kind of a baby. I don't blame you. I have the same feels when it comes to the Towser and anything Azo. Yep. Towser's great, but dude, I don't know if I showed you this one, but yeah, this one. The mini Towser K. So this is the slightly smaller version, although it's barely smaller. But the White Mountain Knives exclusive with the clutch lock Towser K. Frag titanium 154. Oh! Boom. Love it. Love it. Cut the head off on screen. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, because when I clean a fish, I start with the whole fish, and then, you know, you go in behind the fin and cut, remove the fillets. I don't know. She was a maniac. Maniac on the floor. I saw that with chocolate scales somewhere. Someone had this one with chocolate scales? Oh, they like anodized it. So they probably anodized it like that color. That could be cool. I don't know. That clean frag though just looks so nice. I'm enjoying it. Maniac eating live animals. No, we prepare the fish, bread it up, and then cook it. I haven't eaten a live octopus, but I've eaten an octopus. If you have a Lund's or Byerly's Lund's, they make some baby octopus salad that is excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. All right, thank you all so much. I appreciate you. Have a great evening. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. A few vertical lives here and there. Monday right after work, Wednesday after work. You can tune in. Sometimes that Saturday morning before TKE goes on. Maybe I'll get a little live ice fishing this weekend, but next weekend for sure. A lot of fun stuff in the future. Remember, we're going to be looking into this, getting into the Pinewood Derby competition of customizing a wooden knife kit. If you're interested, stay tuned. Have an excellent knife. Stay sharp. We'll see you soon. God. Ugh.